10 seconds standby. Ready your music. Open is Anna Ballad. Anna. 3, 2, 1. Cue.
Many people want to know what's going to happen with summer sports leagues this summer in Tippecanoe County through the guidelines the local health department has established.
Mike Ballad.
We've seen the warmest temperatures of the year so far, and that summer-like heat looks to continue towards Memorial Day. We'll have the details coming up.
Mike Anna.
And a local gym is now back open for business after months of being closed. What steps the owners are taking to make sure those who want to come work out stay safe.
Track C. C rolls.
News 18 Weekend Report starts now. WLFI Lafayette.
Mike Anna.
News from where you live.
And cue.
Good evening, I'm Anna Darling, and thanks so much for joining
Out.
us. 2 new coronavirus deaths
Stinger.
were reported today out of
Two.
Montgomery County.
Full screen.
That brings the county's death total to 16. They were also 2 out of the only 12 deaths reported across the state from yesterday's report. Tippecanoe, Montgomery, and Wright counties also
Here,
saw a
do you
spike
go next?
of 10 or more positive cases. More than 31,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for coronavirus, and nearly 221,000 have been tested.
It's okay.
The Tippecanoe County Health Department has released its plan for sports leagues this summer. The county is following Governor Eric Holcomb's plan. Non-contact sports can start practicing but cannot compete with other teams.
Yeah.
This includes baseball, softball, volleyball, tennis, golf, soccer,
You
and
don't
swimming.
have any
Contact
for a
sports,
while,
meaning
I'll let
sports
him-
where players typically
Wait.
come into contact
Full
with other
screen
players,
next.
can only do non-contact practicing. This includes football, basketball, rugby, and
Last year
wrestling.
one.
There are some guidelines the county health department
There you
is advising sports leagues to follow. At-risk individuals should not attend any of these events. Athletes, coaches, referees, parents, and
Back to
spectators
next.
should wear face coverings during practices and games. Social distancing of 6 feet should be maintained on the sidelines and during warm-ups, timeouts, and pre-post game rituals. Hand washing stations or hand sanitizer should be readily available, and athletes should bring their own gear and equipment, and that includes game balls, water bottles, or towels. All this information and more can be found on our website, WLFI.com.
And cue.
Well, it certainly was a beautiful day to get outside. I have to say, this time of year is my favorite. I love the hot, muggy weather. Here to tell us if this will continue is Precision 18 meteorologist Dr. Lavardi. Good balance.
Hey, good evening, and it's definitely feeling hot outside. Air definitely, the heat definitely got cranked up here this afternoon. Warmest day of the year so far, area-wide. A high of 90 for us this afternoon in Greater Lafayette. And apart from that, plenty of sun across the region, and temperatures still warm here this evening. 88 right now out the door in Lafayette. It does feel like 91 degrees though with that wind coming in from the south. Light breeze, but that southerly wind has been helping fuel some of that heat here this afternoon. Elsewhere across the region, mid-80s area-wide, 85 Kokomo, 86 degrees down in Clinton County. And apart from that, pretty clear conditions across the region here. 1 or 2 stray showers trying to pop just off to our north, but some heavier storms just off to our south. This is forming right on that outflow boundary, which was from yesterday's leftover storms. Some of these will work their way into the region here this evening. I'm also tracking weather around with some warm air in store for your Memorial Day's forecast. I'll have the latest on that.
All right, thank you so much, Fallon. Well, President Donald Trump is encouraging churches to reopen amid the pandemic. Last week, he announced that churches will now be considered an essential service. However, church leaders in Greater Lafayette say reopening will depend on what's best for their congregation. News 18's Micah Upshaw tells us more.
And roll B.
In regards to the president's comments, our churches have already been open, and we've instructed our faith leaders.
Church leaders in Indiana have the freedom to choose if and when they want to reopen. They are, however, required to have safety and sanitation methods and enforce social distancing. In Greater Lafayette, pastors are looking to their population to make their decisions.
We are definitely a church that is a little bit older, and so we have to be worried about that population.
First Christian Church pastor Andrew Guthrie says a large portion of his congregation does fall into the at-risk category if they contract COVID-19. He's making decisions based on those members.
We are going to continue in the setup of our sanctuary kind of optimized for live stream. We're going to allow people to come basically sit in designated seats in the sanctuary if they are not part of the vulnerable population.
First Christian will start allowing members back in the building starting Sunday, May 31st. Second Baptist Church lead pastor Charles Walter says they're looking at the first Sunday in July to reopen doors.
I don't want to be a person that's perpetuating fear within our congregation. And so we want to go ahead and open, but we want to do it in a safe way, a way that everyone feels safe.
Pastor Walter's congregation also falls within an at-risk category.
We are primarily African American church. We know that this virus has disproportionately hit the African American community very hard. And so that is going into our thinking in terms of when we're going to reopen and how it's going to look.
Innovation Church pastors Billy and Mandy Holden say they serve a majority of young families. They say their members are ready to get back to gathering in person.
We put out a 20-question survey just to get the temperature of everybody. So we got a good feedback through that survey so that we can open up in not only what's safe according to the government guidelines, but also according to each and every individual.
Innovation will be opening its doors on Sunday, June 7th. Pastor Holden says churches, however, are not defined by a building.
It's not just a
10
gathering, it's
seconds,
not
stand
just
by.
four walls,
Up to
that
this.
it's us displaying God's love that He's given to us.
In Greater Lafayette,
Montana.
Micah Upshaw, News 18.
And Q.
Thanks so much, Micah.
Thank you,
Well,
Janine.
gyms across the state in Indiana are opening their doors today amid the coronavirus pandemic. News 18's Marvin Bills spoke with a local gym owner about their decision to reopen and the provisions they've made in doing so.
Track A, payroll.
Park West Fitness in West Lafayette is open for business as Indiana moves into stage 3 of reopening.
Change.
Owner of Park West Fitness, Steve Shook, says it's an exciting move.
We are extremely excited,
And
not only from the standpoint of allowing
out,
people to
change,
get back in and work out.
Shook says opening the gym is good from a community standpoint.
Park West is more than just a place to work out for people. It's a place of community, a place to get support, acknowledgement, and recognition.
Shook has made several provisions, such as basic equipment cleaning stations, requiring employees to wear masks while working, and cleaning equipment significantly as they've always done.
We'll follow the guidelines, of course, the state guidelines, which fall mostly into the categories of cleaning and distancing, all things we've become comfortable with in the last 2 months.
Frequent customer at Park West Fitness, Jonathan Biaba, is excited to finally move his workouts from home back to the gym.
Feels great. I've
And
been doing home workouts at home. It's been somewhat satisfying, but haven't hit the mark the whole time, so I'm excited to be back.
Biaba says he does stay conscious that there's a pandemic and understands the importance of following guidelines.
I know for sure I'm going to be doing my part, cleaning everything down, do the best I can to enjoy my workout, but as well help others, help the gym itself, the employees here as well.
Shook says the most important thing for people to remember is they aren't forced to go anywhere if they aren't comfortable. But when they are ready, Park West Fitness will be open.
Most important guideline to us
10
is
seconds.
comfort. And so if you're comfortable, the door is open for you to use the place. If you're not comfortable yet, just wait until such a time that you are.
In West Lafayette,
Again.
Marvin Bills, News 18.
Thank you.
Shook encourages customers
Theo,
with
you
concerns to
next.
reach out so that they may help in any way they can. Well, as of Wednesday this past
0.
week, 15 nursing
Sign
homes in
next.
Indiana were cited with infection control deficiencies since late March. The Indiana State Department of Health sent enforcement notices to each of these facilities. All of them must submit an acceptable plan of correction for the deficiencies. None of these nursing homes are located in Greater Lafayette. The longest survey report came from Cardinal Nursing and Rehabilitation Center in South Bend. As of May 21st, 17 people have died at that campus. Connie Seed is the president of the Association for Professionals in Infection Control and Epidemiology.
Track A, payroll.
These nursing homes have high-risk individuals.
You next.
They're vulnerable to infections, so therefore we need to remain a steadfast focus
Montana.
on what their needs are.
Nursing homes across the country are
Take out her
required
name.
to report COVID-19
Take out her
information to all their residents and families, as well as directly to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Ordeal.
Indianapolis is taking an interesting
you.
approach to helping restaurants reopen safely. 5 major roads have been shut down downtown so restaurants can extend their outdoor seating. Roads like Broad Ripple Avenue and Mass Ave are among those. Mass Ave is now a giant pedestrian corridor. Kilroy's and Broad Ripple took advantage of the extra space, and they've also extended into the parking lot. Steve Kelly is the regional manager for Kilroy's, and he says there is more distance between tables and the wait staff is wearing masks.
Check A, payroll.
You know, if you don't feel safe, then I understand staying at home, but please come on down. We're taking all the precautions to make sure everyone is safe.
Out.
Some restaurant owners on Mass Ave fear closing the street would create a giant street party with no space for social distancing. Not every restaurant along these streets are open, and the streets are expected to remain closed until July 4th. Spring and summer also means it's yard sale season. Finding those great deals at yard sales can be a lot of fun, but it could be very different this year because of the pandemic. Dana Richards says she usually makes between $500 and $700 at her garage sales, but her sale this season didn't quite meet that. Richards says part of the reason could be linked to less people stopping by because of coronavirus concerns, even though they took precautions. Health officials in St. Joseph's County say hand sanitizer and masks are always a good idea, especially since people are gathered in a small area and often touching items for sale. Researchers are getting close to finding success with the coronavirus vaccine. They have found that things like hydroxychloroquine don't work. Find out more after the break. And today really felt like summer out there with sunshine and highs in the 90s. When we come back, Precision 18 meteorologist Don Salavari will tell us about some rain headed our way. Stay with us.
Roll crate.